Welcome to Psychology Hub, your go-to space for exploring the fascinating world of the human mind. Whether you're curious about mental health, behavior, neuroscience, or the latest psychological research, we've got you covered. Dive into easy-to-understand videos that break down complex ideas, making psychology both fun and accessible for everyone. Subscribe and join the journey to better understand how we think, feel, and act. They say everything is fair in both love and war, but what if you could play both games like a pro? In this video, we're about to dive deep into 15 dark psychological tactics that can tilt the odds in your favor, whether you're navigating relationships, social dynamics, or any other tricky situation. Now, if you pride yourself on being the Mr. Nice Guy, this might not be for you. But if you're ready to push the boundaries and master the art of manipulation, stick around, but watch at your own risk. I'll be walking a fine line by sharing these tricks, so keep your eyes peeled, especially for trick number 9 and 11. These are the ones you'll most certainly encounter in real life. The resentment strategy. If you're eyeing someone who's already in a relationship, you can subtly shift things in your favor using a powerful psychological tactic. First, build a bit of rapport with her. The next time she talks about her boyfriend and starts praising him, ask something simple like, "He sounds like a great guy. Has he ever made any mistakes?" When she starts mentioning his flaws, resist the urge to agree with her. Instead, defend him and offer reasons for his actions. This will provoke her to argue back and prove you wrong. After all, people like to win debates. As the conversation progresses, she'll start listing his faults while you continue to rationalize his behavior. Eventually, she might get frustrated and realize that her boyfriend isn't as perfect as she thought. This buildup of resentment could push her to question the relationship, possibly leading her to break up with him. In that case, you could become the more appealing option, someone who offers the qualities she feels she's been missing. But use caution here. This tactic can backfire if misused. The charm offensive. If your goal is to win people over and make them more amenable to your influence, the charm offensive is the way to go. This manipulation technique is all about excessive charm, flattery, and friendliness. When you craft a likable image, you lower people's defenses, making them more receptive to your influence. Picture Emma, the new employee who greets everyone with compliments, brings in snacks, and offers to help with tasks. In no time, she earns everyone's trust and a promotion, even though her work performance is average. This strategy works like a charm. Just be aware, it might not build deep trust, but it will certainly create a positive impression. Adoration helps keep you grounded and strong. 3. The art of insinuation. Want to spark an obsession with your crush? Learn the art of insinuation. The key here is to leave a sense of curiosity lingering in their mind. During casual conversations, throw in something like, "I'm not sure if I should tell you this, but never mind." With that one line, you've ignited their curiosity. They'll wonder what you wanted to say, why you didn't share it, and if there's more to it. This builds intrigue and keeps you on their mind. The more they ponder these questions, the more your presence stays rooted in their subconscious. Mastering the art of insinuation is an essential tool in seduction. 4. Staring down the liar. Ever had a gut feeling someone's lying? Here's a psychological trick you can use to expose a liar. Stare the liar down. When you suspect someone's not being truthful, maintain strong eye contact and remain silent. The uncomfortable silence will make them feel pressured. If they're telling the truth, they'll probably respond with something like, "It's true. Why would you think I'm lying?" But if they're fabricating a story, they'll start to fumble, over-explain, and add unnecessary details to try and make their lie seem more believable. Watch for these signs. They often reveal more than words. 5. Turning the tables on bullies. When bullies target you, don't take the traditional advice of ignoring them. Instead, turn the tables and make them look ridiculous. If someone insults or teases you, act like you didn't hear them. Ask them to repeat it. Once they do, pretend you didn't quite understand and ask them to explain. When they're forced to explain their own insult or joke, it makes them look unprofessional and weak. Then, laugh genuinely at how feeble their insult was and highlight how unfunny it is. This will disarm them and make them rethink their approach. By taking control, you gain the upper hand and they'll likely back off. The power of a yawn. You may not know this, but yawning can be contagious. If you ever feel like someone is staring at you, try yawning. More often than not, the person watching will yawn as well. This creates an opportunity to redirect their focus. Focus on their forehead or shoes and give a subtle eye roll or smirk. This unexpected response will throw them off, making them feel uneasy about being observed. You've just shifted their attention away from you. 7. Guilt through confidentiality. If you want to make someone feel guilty and gain control over them, try this technique. Confide in them a so-called secret, making it clear that it must stay confidential. Then, leak that information to a third party. Once that third party knows, you can accuse the person of betraying your trust. They'll feel guilty and may go to great lengths to make amends, hoping to regain your approval. Use this with caution. It's a dangerous move that could cause irreparable damage if misused. 8. Mastering the art of lying. Manipulators are experts at lying, and they do it with finesse. Here's a breakdown of how they pull it off: preparation and planning. They anticipate questions and create a convincing narrative. Control of nonverbal cues. They carefully manage their gestures and facial expressions to appear sincere. Specific details. They add specific, hard-to-challenge details to make their lie more believable. Emotional manipulation. They exploit emotions like fear or sympathy to make their lie more persuasive. If you master these techniques, you'll be able to manipulate others by shaping their perception of reality. 9. The conductor's approach. Ever face someone hurling insults your way? The next time this happens, picture yourself as the conductor of an orchestra. Calmly ask, "Is there anything else you want to say?" Two things can happen. They'll either continue to insult you or they'll stop. If they persist, repeat the question. The goal is to make them acknowledge that they've run out of ammunition. Then ask, "Why did you say all those things to me?" They might struggle to justify their words. Finish by checking the time on your phone and walking away. This tactic leaves them with nothing but an awkward silence, while you maintain control of the situation. The silent poker face. When someone is yelling or trying to provoke you, the best response is often no response at all. Maintain a silent poker face, locking eyes with them as they vent their frustrations. Your calm demeanor will frustrate them even more because they'll realize that nothing they say is affecting you. Over time, they may become agitated, but their anger will lose its power as they struggle to get a reaction from you. 11. The love bombing technique. If your aim is to create an emotional bond and gain control over someone, love bombing is a manipulative technique you can use. Shower them with excessive affection, attention, and praise. This will make them feel special and deeply connected to you. However, once the dependency is created, they'll begin to feel obliged to reciprocate the intensity. If they don't, you'll manipulate their feelings of guilt and loyalty. This technique creates emotional control, but it can have serious long-term consequences. 12th, ego deflation technique. If you want to deflate someone with a massive ego, here's a clever trick. First, make them feel as special as they believe they are. Shower them with compliments and praise. Once they're convinced you admire them, shift your focus to someone else, treating them with the same level of admiration. The contrast will make the egotistical person feel neglected, and their inflated sense of self-worth will take a hit. This tactic cuts deep and exposes their fragile ego. 13. The proximity test. Want to know if your crush likes you back? Here's a simple psychological trick. The next time you're talking to her, step a little closer without explanation. Observe how she reacts. If she doesn't move, she might be interested. If she steps closer to you, she's likely very interested. If she takes a step back, it's a sign she might not feel the same way. This technique taps into our natural desire for closeness with those we're attracted to. 14. The white knight manipulation. The white knight technique is all about presenting yourself as a hero or savior to gain control and admiration. However, it's often used manipulatively. Imagine a colleague who always offers help with tasks, but subtly undermines others by suggesting they're incapable without intervention. This technique creates dependency and reduces others' confidence. It's important to recognize when genuine help crosses into manipulation. 15. The intense sensation method. Want to boost someone's attraction towards you? Take them to an amusement park or anywhere that generates intense emotional experiences. Activities like roller coasters trigger physiological responses such as increased heart rate and adrenaline release. These sensations are often misattributed to the person they're with, creating the illusion that you are the cause of their excitement. This technique can dramatically increase attraction, but use it with caution. It's powerful and should be used ethically. Final thoughts. These 15 manipulation tactics can give you incredible control over people's emotions and behaviors, but be warned, once you start down this path, there's no turning back. Use these techniques carefully, or they might end up controlling you instead. If you're hungry for more power, subscribe and turn on notifications to stay one step ahead. But always remember, knowledge like this comes with a price. Ask yourself, how far are you really willing to go? Thanks for watching, and see you on the other side.